a lot of people have been reaching out to me, and some people are upset. They're like, well, how can you be all love and light and everything's going to be okay when there's genocide happening and all of that? And yeah, who are we not to be that, right? Because those of us who have privilege or who live in a part of the world where genocide isn't happening, isn't it our responsibility, instead of feeling helpless and just you don't know what to do and you watch it, isn't that the reason to bring our energy up, to learn to love our life as it is? Because everybody knows how quick it goes. We're born, we start to think we know what's going on, and boom. And that's the way it is for now. So, do we want to live addicted to stress, angry, pointing the blame, feeling upset? Who wants to feel like that? But that's how most people feel. And that's just day to day living in a world that is stressful because, working for corporations, we're doing all this stuff. But in short, we are out of tune with nature. And in that way, even when there's not genocide happening on the news or in Palestine and Israel, war has been happening ever since, quote unquote, civilization has begun. And a lot of people don't feel comfortable talking about that because war has been normalized, right? To create cities, we have to drill and blast and destroy rock and kill habitats. And it is non-stop war that's been normalized. And I know that sounds brutal, but when I was in prison, I spent 3 years in there, for people who don't know. And somebody gave me a book. It was, I can't remember what it's called, but it was short, which is why I read it. I don't read much, even though I write all the time. It's a short little book. I can't remember the name of it, but it was about Viktor Frankl, who was in the Holocaust. And it was so profound because to be in full on genocide like that, and for those who don't think it happened, I'm sorry, it did. Most of my extended relatives aren't alive because of that. So in this book, he said, can you imagine how terrible? Like, it's just, oh, everybody's being starved and gassed. Like, and most people were crying and afraid. And, like, of course they were. But he said there were rare few individuals who just said, you know what? I'm just going to let this be what it is. And I'm going to feel gratitude just for being alive. And he said it was rare, but he noticed out of the thousands that are being killed, there was a few who would do something similar to this. And then he said it kept happening more. And basically, what he said is by seeing these people making peace with not like being tortured, like in the worst way, watching your family members, all, like, and so he believes that people who went through that and who were able to rise above all of that help humanity take a quantum leap. And it makes sense, right? Because here we are. Like I just said with my preachy little thing of civilization being war, we are in a state of living society. It's global everywhere, and it is not in tune with nature. And deep down, pretty much everybody knows it. Nobody wants to accept it or take responsibility for it, but deep down, everybody knows that we are a part of something that is not in tune with reality, with this unbelievable celestial being supporting all of us, allowing all this war to happen. This planet could, and we'd all be gone in a minute. She hasn't. And so, what if everything that's happening, no matter how brutal or how brutal it might get, who knows? Who knows what we're facing? But to just not stress about it, to just be at peace. You don't have to like it, you don't have to love it, but if you can find that part of you that has faith in life and God, whatever, but that expression of energy inside of you, if you if you can connect to that, then it almost doesn't matter what happens. Because everything that we think we know about who we are makes up less than 0.01% of our entire reality. That means everything that we think we know, our name, the language, our friends, our family, the houses, the cars, buildings, all that, that all represents less than 0.01% of what we are conscious of. And that means that there's another 99 point who knows how many nines after that, that we all are, but that we're not conscious of. And so when you have billions of people on the planet who are living like that, we're these unbelievable beings. We each have potential far beyond anything we can imagine, but we got cornered into this little 0.01% where we're trapped, or so it seems. We're not trapped. So I wanted to get that out. I know it was a little rough, but I could go off about this for hours. I think many of us could. And so if we feel helpless, what we can do is rise above it. And it doesn't mean forgiving all the evil tyrants and everything that's happening. You're doing it for you, because the part of you that perceives that as fear-based, as something you want to hide away, and that is the part of you that is not in harmony with what you are, with what I am, with what we are, this infinite intelligence that is causing our body to operate. That's reality. And if we can get that little 0.01% of our awareness in tune with that reality, then the 99.9% that we're unconscious of starts becoming within our conscious awareness. And so, regardless of genocides or wars, it's that knowing that all these systems are happening, whether we like it or not. We have a choice to not be held down by it. And not only do we have the ability to rise above it, but we have the ability to represent a potentially new evolutionary trait or being. We can transform each and every one of us individually and collectively. And people are like, oh, that'll never happen. That's just new age. Yeah, maybe, but you know what? It's all of that anyway. We're just choosing to not see it, to not view it. This is the last thing I'll say. I'm not choosing that. I've been to the edge too many times. It sucks. It's painful, but at the same time, it's liberating. And all these evil people that are out there, I don't know if Jesus said it or there's a quote, forgive them for they know not what they do. I don't know. Whoever said that, that's what it's like. Because every near death experience I've had has brought me to a place where these cosmic court scales of justice are there. And it measures like who you are, what you are, and all your life experiences and everything that's happened, and it's trying to like cleanse you, and people become so afraid of it, and the soul resists it. But if you learn to just surrender in the face of it and you forgive yourself for everything that you allow to hold you back, that means that we can be in tune with what we really are. Because if we leave these bodies, we're still the very thing that we're choosing to not be in tune with. So, all right, all that said, let's get relaxed. We're going to rise above it, and we're going to make peace with it. And we're going to take a leap of faith